Ever wondered how the Catholic Church, one of the oldest religious institutions in the world, came into existence? Well, the roots of Catholicism stretch all the way back to the 1st century AD. The Church was formed on the teachings of Jesus Christ, a charismatic leader whose message of love, compassion, and forgiveness captivated the masses. Now let's not forget about the Apostle Peter. Regarded as the first pope, Peter was a key figure in establishing the Church in Rome. His leadership was instrumental in laying the foundations of what we now know as the Catholic Church. Peter's role in the Church's genesis wasn't just administrative, he was a spiritual guide, a beacon of faith for the early Christian community. From these humble beginnings, the Church grew, strengthened by the faith of its followers and guided by the teachings of Christ. So the Catholic Church was born out of the teachings of Jesus Christ, with the Apostle Peter at its helm. The Catholic Church didn't stay confined to Rome, so how did it spread all over the world? Let's journey back to the Middle Ages, a pivotal era for the Church's expansion. During this time, the Church became a central figure in European society. It was the monastic orders like the Benedictines and Franciscans who worked tirelessly to spread Catholicism. They established monasteries across Europe, serving as hubs of learning, culture, and faith. But the Church's reach didn't stop at Europe's borders. Missionary activities extended to the far corners of the world. They traveled to Asia, Africa, and the Americas, sharing the teachings of the Church with diverse cultures and peoples. Then came the Crusades, a series of religious wars that had a profound impact on the Church's influence. Despite their controversial nature, the Crusades played a significant role in expanding the Church's reach, forging connections between the East and West. Through missionary work and the influence of the Crusades, the Catholic Church spread its roots far and wide. But the journey of the Catholic Church wasn't always smooth. What happened during the Reformation period? Picture the 16th century. A time of great change and turbulence, the Church was not immune to this wave of transformation. A man named Martin Luther stood up and challenged the status quo. The Protestant Reformation, as it was later known, was ignited. This was not an easy time for the Catholic Church. It faced criticism and opposition, with many followers breaking away to form their own Protestant branches. This shift had a profound impact on the Church's influence and power, causing it to lose a chunk of its followers. Yet, every cloud has a silver lining. The Church rose to these challenges with the Counter-Reformation. A period of deep self-reflection and reform, it worked towards addressing the issues raised by its critics. The Reformation period was a time of great change and challenge for the Church, but it also led to significant reformations from within. So, how has the Catholic Church evolved into the institution we know today? The 20th and 21st centuries have been transformative periods for the Catholic Church. One of the most significant events was the Second Vatican Council, commonly known as Vatican II. Held in the early 1960s, it marked a pivotal moment in Church history. This council brought about radical changes, including the introduction of vernacular languages in liturgy, instead of traditional Latin, to make worship more accessible to the faithful worldwide. In recent times, the role of the Pope has also been instrumental in shaping the modern Church, from Pope John Paul II's efforts to engage with the youth, to Pope Francis's emphasis on mercy, social justice, and environmental stewardship. The papacy has been pivotal in navigating the Church through the complexities of the contemporary world. From Vatican II to the guidance of modern popes, the Catholic Church continues to evolve and adapt to the changing world. So, what key points should we remember about the history of the Catholic Church? Let's take a moment to revisit those main points. Our journey began with the roots of Catholicism, tracing back to the time of Jesus and the Apostles. The Church was then a small community, yet it was the seed that would grow into a vast tree. This growth and expansion happened over centuries. It was not always smooth sailing, with periods of conflict and turmoil, but the Church persevered. It spread across continents, influencing cultures and societies along the way. Then came the Reformation, a time of profound change and division. Yet despite these challenges, the Church continued to evolve and adapt, leading us to the modern Catholic Church we see today, a global community, diverse yet united in faith. From its humble beginnings to its global presence today, the Catholic Church embodies a rich and complex history that continues to shape billions of lives.